Hey everyone, it's Amy. Welcome back to Vlogmas and my highly anticipated and extremely necessary pre-Christmas declutter, which I do every year and love to share with you guys. Before we jump in, I just want to apologize for not uploading Vlogmas yesterday. I am so angry with myself that I didn't get the video filmed and up for you guys. I was planning on taking you for attempt number 2 of my Christmas shopping, but then I ended up having emergency dental treatment, which was obviously not ideal. It wasn't a big drama or anything, it wasn't anything serious, but it was very time consuming. And then afterwards, I don't know if it was the anesthetic that they gave me or the fact that I have a little bit of a cold and I've been dosing up on Lemsips, but I knocked out at about 7 o'clock in the evening. So Vlogmas was a complete write-off yesterday. I do apologize, but let's make up for it today. As you can see, I am my super comfiest, slobbiest self right now. I do have a cold. I didn't bother with makeup. My life is a mess. Let's talk about that. If you're new to this channel, you might not know that one of my Christmas traditions is to do a pre-Christmas declutter, just to get as much stuff out of the house as I can before a whole new bunch of stuff comes in. For the last few years, because I spend the majority of the year away from home because I'm an expat and I work abroad and I'm only really here for less than half of the year, just a couple of months here and there, things are very different from when this was my full-time home, and decluttering is very different. And if you would believe it, it is actually 10 times harder to declutter now that, you know, not even all of my stuff is here anymore. I don't live here. It's harder. I know that sounds bizarre, but it's partly because I come with my cases, I'm trying to like fit stuff everywhere. I'm already bringing stuff into the house before I'm trying to get rid of stuff and get stuff out of the house. And secondly, while I'm gone, my room is sometimes used as kind of like storage for other things that people need to put places, things get moved around. And whereas I like to have things meticulously organized, when other people are kind of just like storing things here, there and everywhere, it becomes a hot mess. So I don't know where anything is right now. I don't know where anything goes. I do know that this whole chest of drawers that I have next to my bed needs to be completely emptied. This has to be thrown out by tomorrow because when Cody gets here, we're putting in like a trundle bed, which this room is definitely not big enough for that anyway, but this has to go. So it's a big challenge. I'm not planning on doing like a Konmari declutter, which those are my favorite. If you haven't checked out my Konmari videos, I will link them down below. That is definitely for me the most effective way of decluttering, but it's super time consuming and I just don't have the time. Let's wrap up this preamble because I am kind of procrastinating at this point. I just don't want to get down into it, but we have to. Right now things are a little bit overwhelming. I have a bunch of stuff down here that I just finished unpacking from my suitcase. I have a bunch of Christmas presents down here. I have just a bunch of junk going on over here for no reason. So everything is a mess. I think I'm gonna start with my clothes. I'm gonna go through, I did a big Konmari declutter recently, so I don't know how much there is gonna be to get rid of there. But at least I can get things a little bit more organized in the way I want them, and then if there's anything to get rid of, that's a bonus. This is what I'm talking about. Every time I go through my wardrobes, someone has stored something random in them. Coconut milk, mayonnaise, pickled onions. Why are these in my wardrobe? So far, so so good. I've got my wardrobes looking a little bit more organized now, and I have managed to find some things to get rid of in there, which I'm very impressed about. This is one of the cool things about decluttering. No matter how many times you do it, you will always find something that you missed last time. That last time you thought, no, I want to hold on to this, and when you come back in a few months or in a few weeks even, you think, hey, no, this time you're going. And that's what I have here. So I know this video is going to be a little bit all over the place because I'm trying to declutter the entire room in one afternoon. That's 2 in one afternoon. But I do want to take some time to go a little bit more in depth in this video and talk you through why I'm getting rid of certain things, because that was a request from one of my subscribers, was like, can you talk me through how you come to the decision to get rid of certain things. Here are some things that I've decided to get rid of. So the first thing was kind of an easy thing. I have my cheer bow from when I used to be a cheerleader, and part of me really wants to keep this because it is freaking adorable, but also, when am I ever going to wear this? It's not like I can just wear this down the pub, you know? I'm a grown-up now. Unfortunately, I wish that I could still rock this, but I don't think it's acceptable for me to do so. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. Next, I just have some belts. And what I've come to realize is I own a lot of belts and I never really wear any. So I had a bunch of like thick waist belts like these black ones. I had 3, I only need 1. And then even these skinny little belts like this tan one, I had a bunch like this as well. So I had 2 tan ones. I thought I'll get rid of one of those too. This bag I've been holding on to forever. I had it in the sale. I do really like it, but the colour on this, even though I love the colour, I don't have any shoes to match. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. I love it. It does spark joy, but it also sparks irritation because I'm just not getting the use out of it that I want. Then I just have some clothes. These denim shorts, I love the way they fit on my legs, but hate the way they fit on my waist. This cardigan does not fit right again. I've got tiny, tiny shoulders, and the shoulders on this are enormous. These shorts were another thing that I really like, and I really enjoy the idea of myself wearing, but I just never reach for because they're kind of tight. And then even more stuff that again is stuff that I like in theory, but I never reach for because I don't like the way that it looks on me. And I think that is a big theme in this pile of clothes. I like all of the items, I just don't like the way that they look on me. They just don't make me feel super confident or super comfortable, so there is no point in hanging on to them. The next thing that we really need to tackle today is this chest of drawers next to my bed. Everything has to be removed from this today, like I said, and I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Okay, so inside these drawers, everything is divided up into little IKEA drawer dividers, and I do consider all of this to be very well organized. Like, I've got it categorized into different elements, but essentially this stuff is all junk. You know how people have a junk drawer? I have a junk chest of drawers, and it's just really meticulously organized so that it doesn't look like junk, but it 100% is. I just don't know how it's gonna go at all. So this is where I've realized the line between my need to declutter and try and be minimal and not have junk around meets my need to not be wasteful and to almost hang on to things if I feel like they will serve some purpose, because I don't want to throw something away and then have to repurchase it or get another one because it's just not environmentally friendly. And I think because of that, I have just hung on to a lot of junk. Really going through that today and thinking, okay, well maybe yes, you will have to get rid of this today, and maybe that is kind of wasteful. It's still wasteful if it's just sitting in my drawer, if it's not getting used, you know? So that's been tough, but I've been able to recycle or donate a lot of the stuff. It's just, it's hard. I've managed to reduce 4 of these little boxes down to 2. This one has plugs in, and that's the worst thing for a declutterer, because you're looking at all these different plugs and leads and you're like, this is for something, and maybe one day if I throw it out I will regret it, but also what do they connect to? My next big challenge is going to be going through all of my makeup and beauty stuff. I did get rid of a lot of this last year, so it's not too much of a big deal, but just trying to maybe make better use of the space so that anything that's just kind of loitering in this chest of drawers still can fit into here now, and we can condense down that furniture. Let's try that. So good news, there are some things in here that I'm finding that I can get rid of. Things that are just not usable, because like I said, I don't want to be wasteful, but I've got nail polish that's like completely dried up or empty. There's just nothing left in here. Why was I keeping this? So things like that I just know, why do I have these empty nail polishes? Why do I need those? So those can go. Good. Now I'm into the worst part of the decluttering process, which is I've gotten rid of the stuff that I want to get rid of. I've gone through all the nitty-gritty bits that really irritate me. Now I have to get stuff back away. There will always be stuff that just has no place, or it has a place but it's in a different room, or it has a place but it's in a box that's in a really difficult place to reach somewhere in the house where nobody ever goes. That is the worst part of decluttering, and that's where I'm at right now, is that I have a bunch of stuff spread all over the place, and I need to turn this room into something resembling a home and not, you know, like a landfill. Everything has gone away except the stuff that either needs to be donated to the charity shop or needs to go into the recycling. You know what, that really wasn't so bad on the scale of how difficult and time-consuming decluttering can be, because like I said, it wasn't an in-depth declutter. It was just trying to organize and get some more space and slot everything back into the places that they should have been in anyway. Because things had just gotten mixed up, and you know what it's like, life happens and things just get a little bit disorganized sometimes. So now everything has a place again. So I have this pile of clothes here with quite a few things going that I showed you earlier. Then I also have a pile of clothes in here. These are all things that were broken, that the stitching had come out, that were just like stained or not wearable, and so those are going to go into the recycling. So I've got the donate pile, the recycle pile. I have another bag here of stuff that's going to be donated to the charity shop too, and in here I just have bits and pieces that I was coming across. So I have things like my old Filofax. Well, I just don't use that. And then I had like 6 sunglasses cases, and it's like, nobody needs that many. So I donated a bunch of those. I've got some books in here. I've got just some little bits and pieces, like I have a fascinator that I never ever wear. I've got a bag that I've literally never used. It still has the tags on. So it wasn't really so much about sparking joy and, ooh, do I really need this? Like, these were easy decisions to make, quick fire, rapid. And I think it was also easier because I've done the big bulk of my decluttering before. Each time you go in and you declutter, it gets a little bit easier because there's less stuff to start with, and also because as time goes on and you declutter more and more frequently, you become better at deciding what you really need and what you really love, whereas at the beginning it's difficult to let stuff go. The more that you declutter, the easier it is to just say, I don't want this stuff. So for those of you who may be just beginning on your decluttering journey, or maybe you feel like it's difficult for you, you just feel like you're not getting rid of as much as you would want to, then I would just say, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. You don't need to be up in the middle of the night worrying about your lack of decluttering skills, you know? It's something that does get easier with time, and if you declutter one day and you get rid of like a bag of stuff and that's all, then that's still one bag of stuff that you wouldn't have decluttered if you hadn't gone through the process. I get so many people sending me messages saying like, I just don't feel like I'm doing a good enough job, and it's not something you need to stress about. There are so many things in life that we unfortunately do have to stress about. Decluttering shouldn't be one of them. Decluttering is meant to make you feel less stressed. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just go with what feels right. Even if you do, like I did today, a quick couple hours and get rid of just a few bits and pieces. It wasn't much, but it's still moving you towards the end goal of having less stuff, less clutter, and a more organized life. Oh, I completely forgot to show you. I also got rid of another pile of papers. Papers! Where do they come from? Why are they always plaguing my life? I'm sure I'm not the only one, right? It's just like, where do these papers come from? If after watching this video you guys feel inspired to go and watch some more decluttering, I have done a bunch of decluttering videos. I will link them down below. I hope that this video has inspired you or been helpful in some way. How's it all going with your pre-Christmas decluttering? Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section down below. I love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy Declutter With Me videos. Subscribe for more videos from my weird and wonderful life. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all tomorrow for another Vlogmas video. Bye!